Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Tangle 1, 2, 3 O'Leary by CZT Antonine Koval. And as I was just setting everything up, I'm like, I think I might try it differently than I had been trying it. Because I hadn't quite got the 1, 2, 3 O'Leary bit down. All right. Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to do this maybe at a somewhat of an angle. So this is. I don't want to do it that way. All right. Let's do it like that. There we go. I wanted to have it kind of on the straight line, versus on my step out. I had it like where I had a big gap here, and I didn't want to go through and redo it because it worked. It's fine. But I thought, for this, I'm going to try to do something a little different. All right. So neat border tangle. And so we have our two lines to start off with our border. Then we're going to do essentially three. They would be backwards S shapes. But I recently, when we just did our Zen Again CZT seminar, I think somebody referenced them as two shapes. I'm like, well, that a two would be a backwards S essentially. So if that helps to make more sense, then go for it. Nope, I'm going to do it this way. All right, so backwards S or two shape. I still end up with a little bit of weirdness here. So also, it's like the tangle perk, and so I always have to think about the first step with which is this S shape for just a minute. All right, um, S or backwards S or two, whatever you want to think about it as. All right, so and I'm gonna also attempt to not. Okay, so here we go. And this one is gonna go a little off the page. There we go. 1, 2, 3. And then from here, we go into a spiral, kind of like a print up. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking though. Because in the description, Antonine explains how, you ever get those songs in your head, right? And so she had the song in her head as she was doing this tangle. But I'm almost thinking I need to do it upside down because that might work better. And you know what? I like to work these things out here with you all because that's part of what I like to do with Zentangle is uh, figure out how do we make this work. Because if you look at her step out, which by the way is in the description section, I list it under where it says for more inspiration. Coming off of this, it's almost merged in. So we're just going to do it. 1, 2, I like this better. 3, and then you can go right into the O'Leary part. And then this is going to go off the page. 2, 3, and you won't see that spiral. Clear as mud. I almost feel like I need. You know what? Why not? Let's do a little smaller one. This one will be off the page also. Oh, and then if I want to play up, you know what? Because I have to balance it out, right? Because I have to. All right, so let's try this again, and we'll do it upside down from the direction of the step out. Okay, so it's still it's still a backwards S, whichever way you slice it, but the angle is going to be coming this way. It's a very long two, and then this can go right into the spiral. Oops, and you kind of want that to touch. And then from here, right, Can you see it? Yes. Right here, that is part of the first one on the next round. So you have 1, 2, 3. Oh, Leary. And I apologize if you are watching this and then when you go to sleep tonight, you have this in your head. There we go. And off the page, kind of. And then let's see, this one. Yeah, because this one would be part of that as well. Just because I like to do the partials. All right, one last try here, and then I'll fix that little partial, and we'll talk about shading. So this just part of it is to show. Sometimes you got to flip things upside down, and then it happens better. All right, so let's try it again. So 1, 2 S shape, 3 S shape into the spiral that didn't meet up. I'll try it again. 1, 2, 3, and there we go. That's all right. 1, 2, 3, and the spiral that is just a partial. And let's see, this one would be, yes, coming like so. This one also. Yeah. Okay. So then to play with it and decorate it, you can do whatever you want. Now, I also noticed she does put a little ball at the end of these, and so that's fun. And you want to take a look at that for more inspiration, like because she has a wonderful sample there. And I personally really like, oh, I just noticed something. I really like what she did with it, and I'm going to copy it right here. So in the playing with it part, and honestly, so this is a little sloppy. Feel free to redefine like that, which means just going over it. You could go over it, well, it just depends on your taste. You could go over it with a little bit thicker pen if you have thicker nibbed pens. This one, not so bad. But I really like that she put these in these little gaps right here. Just little lines kind of aura-ing the top. And then also on the bottom. That wouldn't be there. Okay. When you have the little partials, I have to look, and it takes sometimes I take a couple extra minutes here to make sure. Okay, what would that be? Okay, do I need to do that or do I not need to do that? But it really makes for a neat background. I also noticed. Don't tell. So she has one also that has a gap that didn't meet up, and it's like, oh, sweet. The nice thing about Zentangle is it is not about being perfect. Actually, the more imperfect you are, the more perfect it is. And unfortunately, we are all kind of programmed to get everything right all the time, and that's just not possible. It is not a reasonable assumption. And this, for whatever reason, it seems like, yeah, when drawing or doing something, like this. Let's see, 1, 2, oh, and then right here, yes. I'm just going to do that all the way up. I think that's the hardest part, is not worrying about if it's perfect or not, and being okay with it not being exactly like the drawing, like the sample. It's okay to put your own flair on it. I'm going to put a little right in here. And then maybe you get to a point where it's kind of fun to see, to just do. And if it's not exactly what you think, then to figure out how do you make it exactly what you think it should look like, to have it match what's in your head. It's a fun game. And I share that because that's a big part of Zentangle. It's more than, and since I did that, I'm going to do this on these ones too. It's more than just the gorgeous work that you see a lot of people do, and it's kind of my personal mission, just to make sure that we always remember the foundational stuff about Zentangle, which is that it was designed as a way to teach meditation through art. I happened to find both through Zentangle. I wasn't really looking out to learn how to meditate or anything like that. But there is a definite benefit to this. Now let's see, shading. I'm going to. We're just gonna have some. Oh, there's two things you could do. You could shade this backdrop here. I'm gonna do some things first that I know I want to do and that I know I would like, and then I'm gonna go from there. And so if you have a challenge with shading, I encourage you to do the same, because we do have to play to find things that work, and then also to just find ways to gain confidence in that. Or if you're already good at not worrying about it, then great. You're sitting there thinking, well, I don't know what she's talking about. I don't have that problem. Some of us do. Oh, I kind of like that. It makes it look poofy. We like poofy. In these little small ones, though, it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge. But that was the idea. That was what was in my head, and I'm glad it worked out. And this poor Tortillon, I should date them. It is so well loved. And it still works decently, too. That's what's so amazing. It's squished down a bit, but it's, it's so funny. So, like I said, these little guys here, just a little bit in the same places, it'll have some effect. Definitely not like here in these bigger ones, but I kind of wanted to match a little bit. All right, and now for these guys. Well, let's do. I'm kind of cheating off of Antonine's step out here. Oh, and I apologize. I'm half talking to myself, so I apologize. What I was just saying, let me move my microphone closer. Is that I'm gonna try what Antonine has done here, and I appreciate those that have said your sound is off. It's just me. I am working on working to get a little bit better setup. I have assigned my husband to do some research for me. so maybe I can find one that I don't have this problem, but it doesn't help if I start muttering to myself. That there's just no help in that. I'm sorry. So, I kind of like this. In my step out, I put some graphite just like on one side of these, and that looks neat too. But I wanted to try something different while we were here, and so I'm just putting some graphite. Helps if I do them at the same. So as you can see, kind of the top right, bottom left of these shapes, and it helps to. Oh, it does. As I look at the screen, it helps to make the curvy look. I was kind of looking for curvy and poofy. I don't ask for much. And in the comments, if you want to let me know, I don't a lot of times ask for hey, put this in the comment or that in the comment. But if you want to share, if um, if you find challenges with the shading, if you find what I do helpful, I kind of like to know. It's good. I always get super nice comments, and it is just like I said, just helpful to know. Oh, I like it. Like it a lot. Okay. So I'm just going to darken this here just a little bit. Let me dim a little bit. Sometimes the contrast from the light, I should say, doesn't do it complete justice. Sometimes it does look better on the camera than it does in real life. Yeah, I like it. So that's cool. Super neat tangle. All right. If you enjoyed this, I certainly hope that you did. I know I did. Would love to have you click like. Feel free to leave comments. And it's just occurred to me, here's what could have made it even easier. You could just put a line of graphite on either side and just, bring the graphite in a little. This adds a little bit more dimension, but you could do that as well. So, but yeah, so if you enjoyed this, again, would love to have you click like. Feel free to share it. I'm just going to darken this background a little bit because I feel like it. And if you like it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. In the description section, I already mentioned you can find step outs there. I always do my own version, and then I put in the originator of the tangle under for more inspiration because that's exactly why I put it in there. And to honor the person that created it, you just have to. It's a link. It's great. And then below that, ways to connect with me. So if you enjoy my goofy style, would love to have you join. If you're interested in online classes, I do teach almost twice weekly. Just depends on the week. And most of them are free. I do have some that are paid. And I do make it clear which are which. Thursdays, well, except for this week, if you're watching this at the time of the recording. This week it's on Wednesday because this week we have Thanksgiving. And that would be normally when I'd be doing Tangle Time, but thought it'd probably be a good idea to let, to be with family and all that kind of stuff. And I hope that you all do too. At least you here in the States. And and if you're not in the States, have a Thanksgiving anyway. It is always good to be thankful. So you can check that out on my website. Again, link is in the description section. We also have a lovely Facebook group. And so if you happen to be on Facebook and want to, join us on there, it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of great people that are on there. A lot of sharing, a lot of chit chat, which is nice. And from all walks, we all are different. We come from different places. We all have different challenges. And one of the things that I said at the beginning, and I know I put it in there. I didn't put it in these words, but I probably should, to say, I don't care if you think you look like you drew it with your toes. We want to see it. Just because, it's each of our, independent individual journey, this Zentangle thing. And we like to help celebrate when, if you have a win, great. You did something that, you achieved that, you tried doing this, it hadn't worked. Oh, and now it does. Yay. We like to celebrate that kind of stuff and just generally gush over everybody's work. So with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.